We're with Kiara C. Jones at the Black Star Film Festival 2015, where she's just screened her debut feature, Christmas Wedding Baby.
Oh, okay, good, you're here. And this is our bride.
Andrea Solomon.
You two know each other?
Little Fish? Oh, yes. We've met before.
For folks who weren't here or didn't get a chance to see it when it was on, when it made its premiere, what is Christmas Wedding Baby?
Christmas Wedding Baby is a romantic comedy. I like to call it a dramedy, about three women at three different places in their lives who are struggling to close the gap between the woman they want to be and the woman that society is telling them that they should be. The premise is that the youngest of these three women, the youngest sister, is getting married, and her ex-boyfriend, her first love, has been hired as her wedding photographer.
Right.
So she, arrives in from out of town to go to her pre-wedding photo shoot and sees the guy, the one that got away, or the one that should have been left away.
There's actually, it's a Christmas wedding, and there's babies.
And there's babies, yes.
You've got all the, I hate to use the word tropes, but all the fixings of like a great sort of thing. I mean, it definitely, it's hard to watch it and not think Best Man Holiday. I'm sure you worked on this before there was even a blip of Best Man Holiday.
Well, I had a bunch of ideas of things that I wanted to talk about relationships between men and women, about how black men are often misunderstood, about mature women, and after your children have left the nest, what do you do with that fiery flame that's burned inside of you? And I needed to sort of find an ideal space where I could get in and explore all of these things with people. Right. So. You put the ticking clock on it and say, okay, there's going to be an event. What event? Okay, let's do a wedding.
Okay.
I happen to have run into my first love ex-boyfriend that was a photographer when I was home. And I thought that would be really awkward if he were like my wedding photographer. And it was just kind of a silly idea. And then when I thought about it, I was like, oh, wait, this could be the foundation element or the catalyst element for all the rest of this chaos that I want to talk about.
Right.
And, like, black men as friends, which we don't get to see that often, like how they hang out and talk to each other and support one another and have been there for one another. There's just a lot of things that I wanted to explore in cinema that I wasn't seeing out there.
Right. Now, you live in New York now.
I live in New York now.
Where are you from originally?
My family's from New York, my mom and my dad. I grew up mostly in Jacksonville, Jacksonville, Florida. My mother was actually born here in Philadelphia, which is interesting because not the next. I've written another feature, but the feature after that is about my grandmother, who was she was a very fair woman with she has Indian hair, and she could have passed, and she chose not to, and her family sort of disowned her because of it.
Wow.
And one of the places she came to find comfort was Philadelphia. So it's going to come full circle. So being here at Black Star is really exciting.
That's the one thing. Now, there's Christmas and there's weddings, but there's no snow. Because you shot this where?
I shot the film in Florida. So yeah, Christmas in Florida was part of the whole idea. It's sort of the idea of putting on your happiness, putting on your joy, because in Florida, it's not like the traditional Christmas. So you see people in their flip-flops and their tank tops stringing every Christmas light in the world on their house and putting fake snow on their lawn. And it's like the idea of Christmas. They're wearing their joy as opposed to just being joyful.
Now that was crazy to me because I've always lived in the North and I've always suffered through freezing cold winters and Christmases and stuff. But again, so in your background, now we're fellow NYU alums.
Yes, yeah.
Were you grad or undergrad?
I went to grad film at NYU.
Okay, so you're among good company. You have Dee Rees, Shaka King, Rashado Nestor Green, NYU is like an oasis there, and Spike's right there in the center of it.
It's amazing. He actually teaches a class in the third year of grad film, and it's one of those things that you get a lot by osmosis. He's not the type of person who's going to come in and tell you this is what you need to do. What he's going to say is, this is what I've done. Do you have any questions about it? And it's up to you to figure out what you need to ask him to get your help,
Right, which is what a graduate program should be
Absolutely.
about.
It's about making you think.
And self-discovery also.
Absolutely. He's harsh, he's a tough cookie. and rightfully so, because nobody was nice to him. So you do what you do as you have been done.
Spike the bitter black man, really?
No, he's no, behind closed doors. He's sweet as a cuddle.
Oh, he's sweet. He's a nice guy. Yeah, we've had him on the show.
He's absolutely not. No. he's a wonderful human being, and to dedicate the amount of time that he dedicates to the students at NYU, I cannot tell you. He's read countless scripts of mine. I've met with him repeatedly while I was in the program and since I've been out of the program. So, whatever you want to think about him, he really cares about the growth and development of black film, and I shouldn't just say black film, the growth and development of good quality film, period, and puts in the work with the people who are trying to advance that to help it grow.
Was this a thesis project for you?
This was my thesis film, yes.
Okay, well that's one of the cool things for those who don't know. NYU allows people, their grad students, to make feature-length films as their thesis projects, and it's really
allow is kind of a it's not actually allowed. It's actually quite discouraged because the program doesn't actually have the facilities and the faculty to guide an individual filmmaker, all of the individual filmmakers, through an entire feature project, from script writing to production to post. I mean, because at NYU you can do it all at the school. So that's a lot of time. It's a lot of time and energy. So as much as they want to encourage it, they are rationalizing, like literally the equipment package just can't be gone that long. The edit base can't be filled that long with one project, or somebody's going to get a little bit lost. So you do have to like wiggle a little. You got to figure some things out.
But I mean, like Sin Hombre, Newlyweds, these are all great thesis pieces.
Absolutely.
That gave folks a foot into the industry coming right out of school.
Absolutely. And what they do is they support you in every way that they can. So they try to come up with like, so, you need your equipment package for more weeks. Well, you need to find a collaborator within the program that's going to get on your project, and you guys can do it together. And then that's how you can build the amount of time that you need and that sort of thing.
So film school or not film school? That's a question that always comes up.
Well, I will say the reason why, the most important and valuable thing I got out of film school, and I was smart enough to know this when I went in, which is why I got this out, is the people. The people that I got out of film school. Shaka King is a classmate of mine. I had 36 amazing people that they put me in this pool with, and I couldn't have gotten that in any other way. That was the fastest way to get that team of collaborators, supporters, backers. When I shot my film, I had 5 NYU trained killers on my set. So knowing that, whenever anything happened, I knew we were going to be all right. So, no, you do not have to go to film school. You don't have to go to film school. But you do need to learn your craft. It doesn't matter if you go through a program, but you need to learn your craft. There's so many ways to do that.
Okay. Well, fantastic. So, for those who weren't here at Black Star 2015, where can they get a chance to see Christmas Wedding Baby?
Just come to our website, www.cultivatedfilms.com. Cultivated Films is it's our Facebook, it's our Twitter, it's my Gmail if you need to get in touch. But all the updates about this film and all the other films are on our website, www.cultivatedfilms.com.
Doing big things. First time on Reelblack TV, definitely not going to be the last.
Thank you.
Kiara Jones, thank you so much.
Oh, God, is everything okay? I rushed right over, Lori.
Where the hell have you been?
Is the baby okay?
The baby's fine.
It's fine.
Oh, good. The baby's fine. Lori's fine. Wonderful. I'm going back to my date.
Date?
Call me when you see hair.
Hi, I'm the writer, director, producer of Christmas Wedding Baby, Kiara C. Jones, and you're watching Reelblack.
Michael Jackson, huh? A child. His mind was a child. Became one of the most powerful human beings in the world, and they killed him.
See, we were beating the man. And so I call it rioting in the movie theater because this was rioting without destroying anything.